Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday, August 23rd. Hope everyone is staying cool and all the kids are back to school. We're going to go with two questions. I have a question for Will. Will has one for me. Neither one of us know what's coming. You'll get some real, raw, and honest responses. Let's jump right into it. All right, Will, I've got two little stats here and want your thoughts. So the first one I saw was the number of people making hardship withdrawals from their 401ks. The first 3 months of the year, this surged to almost 16,000, an increase of 36% from last year. So a 36% increase in people taking hardship withdrawals from their 401k. And then the second thing along those same lines I have here is home equity line of credit balances, or HELOC balances. Borrowing money from the bank off the value of your home have increased for 5 consecutive months, as you can see in the top part of this graph. And then the bottom is the change year over year. So you can see we're starting to get consistent changes. So 5 months worth of increases, 36% increase in hardship withdrawals from 401ks. What do you make of that? What are your thoughts on those two stats?
Yeah, initial thought is, it's a little scary and probably indicative of what's going on in the overall economy as a whole, right? Interest rate hikes have started to maybe trickle their way into the individual accounts of, the people of America, and they've started to, kind of tighten up their finances. Money's not as free flowing. But they still have all of this debt that they, took on maybe over the pandemic. And now they have to supplement their income with even, they have to start pulling from other options, right? They have to start pulling from their 401k. They have to start pulling the equity out of their home because they don't have any more free cash flow. But they have become accustomed to a lifestyle that, is a little bit probably greater than the means that they should have become accustomed to. So that may be a harbinger of things to come in the near future as they start to run out of these other options, as they exhaust all of their hardship withdrawals from their 401ks, as they tap into all of their available credit, whether that be through their home or through credit cards, to a point where, lenders stop giving out loans to them. And now they've kind of backed themselves into a corner. And that's when things really start to fall apart, right? People default on their loans, default on their lines of credit. And then kind of the whole economy as a whole starts to, potentially get into a downward trend. So kind of scary, but interesting to see the numbers and kind of in line with what we thought would happen, right? When rate hikes started, this is the goal: to squeeze money out of the economy, to slow spending and reduce inflation. And it looks like we're kind of in the middle of it right now.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. My thought was, in really easy terms, it's the pandemic lifestyle a lot of people created meeting the reality of the lifestyle they should have been living, right? So everyone had the free cash flow, the money coming from the government, right? The higher unemployment payouts, all of that stuff. We did less traveling, right? So the traveling budgets got put into a new car or home improvements or whatever it may be. And now we're back to, hey, I'd like to do that traveling again, but I don't have the money, so I got to borrow from the HELOC or do a 401k withdrawal. So yeah, I think you're spot on in your response. I concur. You said it's a little scary. I think that's what you said, if I'm quoting you right. I think it's a lot of scary. I think as time, goes on here, this is one that is going to become a red flag here in probably the not too distant future. So
Yep.
Good stuff. What do you got for me?
So mine's kind of along different lines, maybe towards a younger generation. But a quote that I saw from Bloomberg, a report they put out, says 60% of Gen Z and millennials say that they would rather spend money on life experiences now than to save for retirement. So just initial thoughts on that. And then we can kind of add some color around is that the right thing to do? Or, what should people be doing instead?
So they're YOLOing.
That's what it sounds like.
So like I have a completely different perspective on YOLO, right? So YOLO, you only live once for those who don't know. And it's the idea that, hey, I'm going to live for now. I'm going to live for the moment because you only get one life. Well, I agree. YOLO, you only get one life, right? Do you want that life to be burdened with financial stress and anxiety and always trying to find that next $1,000 to do that next thing you want to do? Do you want to be pulling from your home equity line of credit and 401k withdrawal to go on that once in a lifetime trip to, wherever it is? Like, in my opinion, I feel the same about YOLO. You only live once. I want to live this consistent and balanced financial life, right? Where I have, the financial freedom and the comfort of having an emergency fund, and I'm saving money and I'm not going to have to work forever, balanced with, yes, I only have one life and I want these experiences, right? I'm not a FIRE advocate, right? And the FIRE is, what is that? Financial independence, retire early, right? Being able to retire by 40 or whatever. I could just stock all my money away and do nothing. I believe balanced YOLO, right, versus short-term YOLO. So it doesn't surprise me, right? I mean, we are, getting some good young professionals into the office who are taking financial planning seriously. We've kind of hit a little hot streak here over the last 90 days of getting some young professionals in the office and helping them get going. But all in all, the total stat, I guess that doesn't shock me at all.
Yeah, it didn't shock me at all. But you hit the nail on the head, exactly what I was going to say, right? It needs to be a balance. There's just too big of a risk for you to live, past, 65, right? I mean, to live a long life is more likely than not going to happen, right? So you can't just do one or the other, right? It has to be a balance of both. And that's exactly where I believe financial planning comes in, right? You can help them realize, hey, here's how much we have. Here's what we want. What sacrifices do we need to make? Or potentially, how can we do both most efficiently? So just an interesting stat I thought that I saw. That is going to be kind of important to watch moving forward, especially as those generations age and potentially their priorities switch a little bit. So
Yep. So we're both YOLO guys. We're just balanced YOLO guys,
Yep.
For sure.
100%.
All right. Well, appreciate you all for watching. Thanks for joining, Will. If you guys have any questions, anything you'd like to see us answer or get some thoughts on, comment below. Any questions that you have, shoot us an email. If you want Leah to bring it up and just, we don't know what's coming, email Leah, LEAH @wealthkc.com, and she can jump on here and ask us the question. So anything you guys want to know, please comment or email us, and we'll be sure and tackle it. So thanks again, Will. We hope you all have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you all very soon.
Yep. Have a good one.